Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Testing. Mic check.
Count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11. With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Cameron Taylor here with meteorologist Nick Austin. Thank you for joining us. Storm clouds made their way to the Tennessee Valley tonight, and Nick, more rain could be on the way tonight too.
We'll continue to see some showers. The storms have faded away. That's the good news. So there's not all that lightning and the strong winds. There is still heavy rain in some areas, and we'll put the radar in motion for you here just to see what it's been doing over the past couple of hours. We still do have some heavy areas of rain, especially across northwest Georgia and moving north of the city through Spring City, parts of Bledsoe County and McMinn as well. But again, the wind is starting to calm down, at least in a lot of the valleys, and we're not seeing all the lightning out there as well. So things are calming down a bit, but we'll continue to see rain through the overnight. I'm going to pause this for a minute, and I'm going to zoom in a little more. We have just a few official wind reports that came into the Weather Service, either from official Skywarn weather watchers that report to the Weather Service and from other sources as well. And those are these spots right here, just south of the Cleveland area, and also just to the north of Dayton, between Dayton and Spring City, and also down in parts of southeast Walker County near the Catoosa County line. Reports of trees down and possibly power lines as well. We've heard of power outages. People have been calling in or sending us messages on Facebook. So hopefully the lights will be coming on pretty soon for those folks who do have power outages, but at least the lightning and the wind will be calming down through the nighttime. We'll just continue to see some rain off and on as we go through the rest of the night. It could linger into at least part of Sunday morning too, as far as the rainfall. Hopefully no storms, but it could be a little bit wet, at least for the start of the Ironman for tomorrow morning. We'll have more on Sunday's forecast and the 7-day outlook coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Nick. A stretch of Bonnie Oaks Drive between Volkswagen Drive to Hickory Valley Road was closed down for several hours tonight because of a deadly crash. This happened around 4:30 this afternoon. Police say the crash involved a pickup truck and a motorcycle. It's unclear who died in the wreck. And traffic on I-24 East was backed up for miles this afternoon, causing headaches for drivers. Here are some maps showing today's traffic tie-up. The Georgia Department of Transportation was performing highway maintenance near Georgia 299. Crews were finished by 7 o'clock tonight, and traffic is now back to normal. Some of the drivers who called the Channel 3 newsroom were coming into town for the many graduation ceremonies that happened today. And on to another story. A Navy veteran is walking across the country with his service dog to raise awareness about veteran suicide and PTSD. Joe Copeland started his journey in Virginia more than 2 months ago and made it to Chattanooga this afternoon. He hopes his efforts will make a difference. Navy veteran Joe Copeland and his sidekick Molly are embarking on a cross-country journey. All they have is a cart full of the basic necessities, an American flag, and each other.
She's pretty much my best friend at this point. She can sense my body language if I'm starting to get upset or angry.
Molly is a blue Lacey and a service dog. Copeland says he served in the Middle East and now suffers from combat PTSD. Bringing awareness to PTSD is one of the reasons why he's walking 10 to 20 miles a day.
For me personally, it means nightmares, heightened awareness, paranoia. Little things can trigger me into a bad mood.
He also wears this shirt that says #WalkToN22. Dad at one time said that's how many veterans committed suicide each day. New numbers from the VA show it's decreased slightly since then. Copeland has walked more than 600 miles since leaving Virginia Beach 2 months ago. Tennessee is the third state he's made it to, and he says his message is making an impact.
I think the best part of the walk so far has been the people. The kindness of strangers has just been overwhelming. It's been awesome.
He's met hundreds of others online through Facebook Live. Every night he talks about the things he did, the people he met, and the places he's seen. Copeland hopes his journey to the West Coast will help those who are struggling.
I think that if I can inspire one individual to choose life, I think it'll all be worth it. All the blisters, all the pain, the sunburn, all that'll be worth it.
The veteran is spending the night at the Harrison Bay campground. From there, he'll continue his journey to California. A shooting victim showed up at a Chattanooga hospital tonight. Police tell us the 18-year-old female victim was walking along East 3rd Street when she was shot. She told police that she saw 2 unknown cars drive by shooting at each other. She walked to the hospital for help and is expected to be okay. Stay with Channel 3 for more details on this developing story. A house under renovation caught fire early this morning in Graysville. The Graysville Volunteer Fire Department arrived at the home on Pikeville Avenue shortly after 1:30 this morning. Firefighters say they saw the home engulfed in flames. Chief Mike Miles says no one was hurt and the cause is still under investigation. He tells us it didn't appear to be suspicious. And the quick response of Chattanooga firefighters kept a house from burning down tonight. Firefighters say someone called 911 to report a house on Dallin Road was on fire. When they arrived, they saw light smoke coming from the home. No one was at the home, so firefighters forced their way into the home and quickly put out the fire. They managed to contain it to the living room. It's unclear what started it. The reward for an apparent dog abandonment case has been increased to $1,500. We want to warn you, some may find these pictures disturbing. We're told the dog was found abandoned inside a plastic doghouse at a closed business on Hooker Road in Chattanooga. It did pass away. A spokesperson with the McCamey Animal Center says the male pit bull mix was extremely thin, barely conscious, and unable to stand. If you have any information on the case, call the number on your screen. And a reminder, if you plan to come downtown tomorrow, there are several road closures because of the Ironman 70.3 competition. Sections of Riverfront Parkway and Chestnut Street are closed. The southbound Veterans Bridge ramp to Riverside Drive is also closed. These roads will reopen Monday morning in time for your commute to work. A Chattanooga brother and sister placed in the Iron Kids half-mile race today. 8-year-old Landon Thomas came in first for the boys, and his 7-year-old sister Channing Thomas took second for the girls. Some of the area's youngest athletes from 3 years old to 14 years old took part in today's races. They had the option of competing in either the half-mile or 1 mile. Thanks to Mom Gideon Thomas for sending in the pictures. Congratulations. The largest Christian music festival in the Tennessee Valley attracted thousands of people this weekend. It's one of the oldest events in the area that's held at Camp Jordan. The day started off with a 5 and 10K run. Then around noon, the music began as 8 bands took the stage. Headlining today's event was Jeremy Camp and Family Force 5. Ryan Stevenson, Sanctus Real, and Zach Williams were also on hand. There was food, games, and inflatables for the kids. J-Fest is hosted by J103. Well, next on Eyewitness News at 11, a clash over a posting in a high school yearbook. And later in the show, volunteers gathered to build a new playground.
Coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News. With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Welcome back. Just into the Channel 3 newsroom, Chattanooga police are looking for a robbery suspect and are asking for your help. Take a look at some surveillance video here from the Star Plus Food Mart on Lee Highway. Police tell us the suspect went up to the clerk with a pistol and demanded money. After getting the money, the suspect took off heading north. Now, this person is described as 5'8", about 170 pounds with dark, short hair, and was last seen wearing an orange t-shirt, gray cargo shorts, and dark sneakers. If you know who this person is, call Chattanooga Police. Senate Republicans are meeting behind closed doors to write legislation to replace Obamacare. The House passed its version earlier this month, but Republicans in the Senate are reportedly running into problems. If talks drag on, a short-term fix under consideration would provide money to keep insurers in shaky markets over the next 2 years. Some Republicans say it may even mean temporarily extending the individual mandate, requiring people to buy coverage or face tax penalties. Controversy in a Minnesota high school yearbook. For its 2017 yearbook, Brainerd High School dedicated a page to President Donald Trump, asking students their thoughts on the president and shared the quotes next to their picture. One sophomore said, quote, "I would like to behead him. I do not like him." The photo went viral and sparked controversy. Now parents are calling for accountability among school officials. And workers for a major cell phone provider are on strike after failed contract negotiations. About 37,000 AT&T employees went on strike yesterday to demand wage increases that cover rising health care costs, job security against outsourcing, and a fair scheduling policy. An AT&T spokesperson says over half the workers on strike are part of the wireless segment. The spokesperson says this is the first time that AT&T wireless workers are on strike, which could result in closed retail stores during the weekend. We've checked, and none of the AT&T stores in our area are closed. Up next on Eyewitness News at 11, a nationwide initiative brings a new playground to Tyner. And tonight, it was the Chattanooga Football Club's home opener. Jill Jelnick will have highlights when we come back.
For years, the time
There's a new playground in town thanks to the dozens of volunteers who helped build it. It's all part of Dr. Pepper Snapple Group's Let's Play initiative. Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell spoke with Tyner community members who say the playground was much needed.
You always want to go off and one.
For years, the Tyner YFD Center was missing one thing, a playground. But thanks to these volunteers and the Let's Play initiative, that's no longer the case. Todd Chauvin with the Dr. Pepper Snapple group says it's a way to motivate change.
Families are challenged to find themselves engaged in everyday activities outside of the home, and so as part of this is just a priority of making active lifestyle a part of your everyday life.
Chauvin says more than 10 million kids across the country have benefited from new playgrounds since the initiative launched in 2011. And by 2020, more than 80,000 volunteers will have helped build them.
For the next 10 years, we'll be investing pretty significantly, about $33 million, towards campaigns for playground bills and grants through our letsplay.com.
District 6 Councilwoman Carol Burrs says the idea of a new playground started with a conversation with Coca-Cola 2 years ago.
It came as a surprise when they said, for your work, we would like to give you a playground. And I said, great. And they said, where do you want it? And I said, oh, Tyner.
Parents like Dion Jennings says it's something her son will love.
And we come over here and play soccer because he's an avid soccer player, but I know he would love the addition of the playground as well.
She says the closest playground is about 15 minutes away from her home.
In most of our individual neighborhoods, we don't have a playground. We don't have swing sets and slides. And so this will bring all the kids together, kids from the community who may not go to the same school, but they have an opportunity to come out and play and make new friends and just have fun.
A deserving gift, providing families the tools, places, and inspiration to make physical activity a priority. Reporting in Chattanooga, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Tanisha. A senior skip day turned into a day of public service for a group of high school seniors in Wisconsin. The students decided to clean up areas in Rusk County destroyed by a tornado. Administrators at the school say it was the group's idea to perform the service project. Residents who once lived in the area say the help is overwhelming and that they're thankful for all those who pitched in. Meteorologist Nick Austin standing by. And Nick, when are we going to see some of this rain?
Well, it'll be fading a bit during the overnight hours, Cameron. Still a lot of wet roads, so just be careful out there, folks. At least the storminess is gone, and the lightning and the thunder and at least the heaviest rain is out of the way for the night. Temperatures are in the 60s right now, most of us in the upper 60s. Right here in the city, 69 degrees, Cleveland and Dalton at 68. Further away from the city you go, we're talking mid-60s, like 65 in Altamont, 65 out in Murphy as well. Winds out of the southeast at about 8 miles per hour. We had some gusts up to about 36 miles per hour with the storms. That was here at the station. Some areas may have had gusts up to 40 or a little stronger. But no more lightning out there on the lightning detection, but there are some heavy spots of rain still coming back across parts of northwest Georgia. The heaviest in Georgia is right to the south of Calhoun right now and heading towards Calhoun. And then as you head towards northern parts of Ray, Bledsoe counties, and north of Athens and McMinn County, some heavy rain. Also near Dunlap, some heavy rain. But overall, everything is kind of fading away. We're seeing at least a little bit of a dry slot of air that's moving in from the south and west. It doesn't mean we won't see more rain overnight. I think we will, but we probably won't see a lot of heavy rain and a lot of storms. But by early tomorrow morning, at least Vipercast is saying yes, by 7 or 8 o'clock, we could see some more heavy showers and storms coming back right during the beginning of the Ironman, and then it'll fade out during the afternoon hours, and it'll stay mostly cloudy across the area, but at least we'll get a chance to dry out during the afternoon for tomorrow. And then some more just widely scattered showers and storms for Sunday night. Monday should be a dry day, so we'll get a chance there for at least no rain on Monday, and that'll be nice because we could see at least another inch of rain across the area for the rest of the weekend. Now, this is a different model. This is called the high resolution, the rapid refresh model, and this is updated every hour with the most recent data, and it is also showing some rain holding on through the overnight hours, but fading out, at least here in the city up towards Cleveland, by early in the morning, with most of the rain tomorrow morning east of Chattanooga and off to our southeast. but some heavy spots of rain still could be out there, at least in parts of the Tennessee Valley tomorrow morning before it fades in the afternoon. So it could be a wet start to Sunday. 0.4 of an inch at the airport for today. High reached 91 before the storm settled in with a low of 69. 1.1 inches for Varnell and also for Dalton, Georgia. 0.8 for Chatsworth. Scottsboro just about 1/10 of an inch. 1 inch for Mowbray Mountain. Eastridge about 1.1. And we also had more than an inch in Cagle Mountain, almost 1.5 inches there. So some big rain amounts. Most of that was just over an hour or two. Mostly cloudy and muggy tonight with some more showers off and on. Some morning rain tomorrow, and then we'll dry out for the afternoon with a high of 80. So not as hot tomorrow. And then some more scattered showers coming back tomorrow night with a low of 64. Should be a mostly dry day on Monday with a high around 81. Some more showers here and there Tuesday. Even more showers by midweek on Wednesday. So just get ready. We'll see some more wet weather off and on overnight, and at least for tomorrow morning.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Nick.
You bet.
Well, up next in sports, the Nashville Predators take Game 5 against the Anaheim Ducks tonight, and now we're on the brink of their first Stanley Cup final. We have highlights and more when we come back.
Well, it didn't take long for the storm to cause a damper on the CFC home opener tonight. After just 20 minutes of play, the match against Birmingham was postponed and will now be rescheduled for a later date. However, it did hold off long enough for the boys in blue to at least leave a mark. Chattanooga, still looking for its first win this season, was hoping it would come tonight at Fort Finley in front of the always loyal Chattahooligans. Pierre Gardon made his debut as goaltender tonight for CFC, and for the 20 minutes of play did a great job keeping Birmingham away from the net. CFC had a couple close shots on goal early on, but then just 11 minutes into the first half, Carl Reynolds with the sneaky backwards pass to John Carrier. Carrier then passes it to Felipe Antonio, who takes care of the rest. A strike at the bottom right corner of the net. Check it out again. It's Felipe's second goal of the year. Chattanooga takes a 1-0 lead, but then shortly after that, the storm rolled in, putting a quick end to the home opener. As I mentioned, the rest of the game will be made up on a later date that is still to be determined. The Nashville Predators took a 3-2 series lead tonight over the Anaheim Ducks in the Western Conference Finals. The Preds had to come from behind in order to win Game 5, and now they are just one more win away from their first ever trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Predators had to find a way to win without their captain Ryan Johansson on the ice tonight, who suffered a leg injury back in Game 4. Ducks tried to take advantage of it after a scoreless first period. Chris Wagner is able to get one past goalie Pecorine off the rebound. And Anaheim takes a 1-0 lead. But then with just a minute left in the second, the Preds are on the power play when PK Subban fires one from the blue line, misses, but Colin Wilson is there to knock it in. Preds tie it up at 1-1. But arguably the biggest goal of the night came later in the third. Matthias Ekholm gets the puck to Philip Forsberg. He takes a shot, it's blocked, but then Arberg sends it to the back of the net. Predators go on to win it 3-1 over Anaheim in Game 5. Pecorine finished the night with 32 saves. Game 6 is Monday night in Smashville. Over on the Prep Diamond, the last of the Tennessee Sub-State games wrapped up today, which means the spring fling is all set. 6 local softball and baseball teams in our area are headed to the state tournament this week in Murfreesboro. Silverdale Baseball was one of those teams trying to punch their ticket today, hosting Gordonsville for the Single-A sectional. Dylan Bryant on the mound for the Seahawks held Gordonsville scoreless in the first, but Tigers pounced in the second. Luke Blackburn with the shot to right field, and it's deep enough to bring home Nate Hall from third. Gordonsville up 2-0. Silverdale then strings them together in the fourth inning. First, Blake Howard with the base hit to right. Then Michael Hawkins follows it up with another shot to the right side. Howard would hold at 3. But the Seahawks could not get the timely hitting they needed today, leaving a lot of runners on base. As Silverdale goes down 10-1 to Gordonsville, the Seahawks finished the season 21-6 overall. And the Silverdale softball team was also in action today, trying to earn their bid to state next week, but they came up short on the road against Good Pasture. The Seahawks softball team falls 4-2 in sectionals, ending the season at 14-4. And lastly, over on the Major League Diamond, the Atlanta Braves handed the Washington Nationals their 4th straight loss tonight. Yes, you heard me correctly. Atlanta took Game 1 last night and kept the bats hot again for Game 2. Braves jump out to an early lead thanks to Rio Ruiz, who hits his first home run of this season here. 2-0 Braves. Then bottom of 4, it's Matt Kemp's turn. He drives the ball to center to make it 3-0. Tyler Flowers would also add a home run of his own in the 8th, making that 3 different Braves tonight, hitting it out of SunTrust Park. Braves cruise past the Nationals 5-2 that final. So Game 3 is tomorrow, and that's a 1:35 first pitch. The Braves are hot. They've won 7 of the last 9.
All right, looking forward to that. And Nick, quickly, cooler temperatures on the way before we go.
Yeah, we'll have some more showers tonight. And also, I think for tomorrow morning, but then we'll dry out tomorrow afternoon with a high of just 80 instead of 90, but some more showers again Sunday night.
All right, have a good night.
Great. Can we go D1 to all the way to the Silverdale baseball highlights? Silverdale baseball highlights. So that's D1, D2, and D3.
I gotta go run prompter.
It's not too much headroom. Would you like the full screen?
Yeah, and a quick little full screen. I can make that 2 seconds. shot. You know what I mean?
Not that movie's talking.
Well, it didn't take long for the Storm to cause a damper on the CFC home opener last night. After just 20 minutes of play, the match against Birmingham was postponed and now will be rescheduled for a later date. However, it did hold off long enough for the boys in blue to at least leave a mark. Chattanooga, still looking for its first win this season, was hoping it'd come last night at Fort Finley in front of the always loyal Chattahooligans. Pierre Gardon made his debut as goaltender for CFC, and for the 20 minutes of play did a great job keeping Birmingham away from the net. CFC had a couple close shots on goal early on, but then just 11 minutes into the first half, Carl Reynolds with a sneaky backwards pass to John Carrier. Carrier then passes it to Felipe Antonio, who takes care of the rest. A strike at the bottom right corner of the net. Check it out again. It's Felipe's second goal of the year. Chattanooga takes a 1-0 lead, but shortly after that, the Storm rolled in, putting a quick end to the home opener. As I mentioned, the rest of the game will be made up on a later date. That is still to be determined. The Nashville Predators took a 3-2 series lead last night over the Anaheim Ducks in the Western Conference Finals. The Preds had to come from behind in order to win Game 5, and now they are just one more win away from their first ever trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Predators had to find a way to win without their captain, Ryan Johansson, on the ice, who suffered a leg injury back in Game 4. And Ducks tried to take advantage of it. After a scoreless first period, Chris Wagner is able to get one past goalie Pecorine on the rebound. Anaheim takes a 1-0 lead. But then, with just 1 minute left in the second, Preds are on the power play when PK Subban fires one from the blue line, misses, but Colin Wilson is there to knock it in. Preds tied up at 1-1. But the biggest goal of the night came later in the third. Matthias Ekholm gets the puck to Philip Forsberg. He takes the shot, it's blocked, but then Arberg sends it to the back of the net. Predators go on to win it 3-1 over the Anaheim Ducks in Game 5. Pecorine finished the night with 32 saves. Game 6 will be Monday night in Smashville. Over on the Prep Diamond, the last of the Tennessee Sub-State games wrapped up yesterday, which means the spring fling is all set. 6 local softball and baseball teams in our area are headed to the state tournament this upcoming week in Murfreesboro. Silverdale Baseball was one of those teams trying to punch their ticket today, hosting Gordonsville for the single-A sectional. Dylan Bryant on the mound for the Seahawks held Gordonsville scoreless in the first, but then Tigers pounced in the second. Luke Blackburn with a shot to right field, and it's deep enough to bring home Nate Hall from third. Gordonsville up 2-0. Silverdale then strings them together in the fourth inning. First, Blake Howard with the base hit to right, and then Michael Hawkins will follow it up with another shot on the right side. Howard would get the hold sign at 3, but the Seahawks could not get the timely hitting they needed yesterday, leaving a lot of runners on base. Silverdale goes down 10-1 to Gordonsville, finishing the season 21-6. The Seahawks softball team was also in action yesterday, trying to earn their bid, but they came up short on the road against Good Pasture. The Seahawks fall 4-2 in the sectionals. They end the season 14-4 overall. All right, that's it for sports. I'm Jill Jelnick. I hope you have a spectacular Sunday.